Hello everyone, how are you? So I just want to talk to you briefly about my works in polymer clay and how they really developed as a result of my degree project, which focused on animals in Japanese folklore and Shintoism. And this is the rain-giving dragon. Perhaps not so well known outside of Japan is the kappa. This is a creature that actually feeds off of the life source of other beings, being their liver, blood, kidneys. So not something you want to run into on the shores or the banks of the river. So upon graduating, I really wanted to delve deeper into sculpture and just learning ways to achieve realism. And so I came across a technique that involves layering. And you actually build up from the armature, the muscle, the fat, the veins, and then finally the skin. And it really kind of gives a nice feeling of depth and substance to the sculpture, which I feel like I hadn't really accomplished before that. And then one of the things I like to do is incorporate organic materials whenever possible. So this is actually a seed pod with some lichen on it, and that just kind of became a hat for her after the fact. That's Bertha, by the way. She's the spirit of the spring and the watcher over the souls of unborn children. It's also Germanic in origin. This is the amphibia tarsius. I really wanted to keep with that whole theme of hybrids that I had involved in my degree project. So I took a tarsier and I gave it amphibious qualities. So here is just the process work for that sculpture. Starting with 2 different gauge wires and just starting to put the clay on there and get the right sense of weight and how the sculpture would sit. And then I wrap floral tape around that, and that helps the clay adhere. And this is just working on these smaller aspects of the piece, like the hands and the feet, and then I would attach them later. I actually found a great reference for the for the skull of the tarsier, so I actually built up from that, the muscle and the fat and everything. And then here I'm working on the head on a separate tool so I can rotate it easily, get the detail that I want. Those are actually marbles from my father's marble collection. So something really creepy out of something, so innocent, childlike. So then I started to think about, where would this creature live? Well, the tarsier lives in the rainforest, really. So I actually took advantage of where I work at the Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum, and I took him into the courtyard and photographed him there. But the light was a little diffused. It kind of washed it out a little bit, so I decided to take it outside and photograph it with natural light. So this is the result of that. And you can kind of see the translucency in the ear and everything as the light hits it. And I figured take it by the water, of course, because it has amphibious qualities, like I said. So I really liked the way the eyes kind of emulated the water in the background and everything. And again, just incorporating organic materials whenever possible. I actually used chicken bone, also in the other sculpture, Bertha, for the fingernails, the teeth, which is a detail shot. So then the next slide, this woman would be the inspiration for my next piece. And I wanted to keep, again, with that whole theme of hybrids. So how am I going to make this sculpture more interesting? I really want to use this face, but I decided I'm going to make her a fun wand lady. So there she is. And so just playing around with different lighting and different angles, and kind of gives a whole different feel to the piece. And this was really the first sculpture I filmed, in an indoor setting, I guess you could say, with different props and everything. And again, just playing around with the lighting. I really like the dramatic shadow in the background, and kind of her eyes are a little glazed over. Just another detail shot. And I have, I actually used Tibetan lamb's wool for the hair, and she has also feathers. And then the sculpture I'm actually working on in progress now is a sketch for it. This is Melusine. She's the serpent woman. It's another tale. It's an old French medieval tale of a woman who transforms into a serpent from the waist down. Only on Saturdays, actually. I know, it's really random. She meets a man. His name is Raymond, and she agrees to make him king and give him wealth and prosperity if he agrees to never see her on Saturdays. course, over time he grows suspicious. You know, what is she doing? So this is the scene where he actually is spying on her through a crack into her chamber and sees that she's part serpent. So that's pretty much that. And where I'm going next is I really want to learn how to give them movable joints so I can take a series of photos and create a story out of it. So thank you for your time.